Hello YouTubers, Alaska Prepper here, and my sidekick Lulu, who's trying to take a nap. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Prepping on the Cheap. In the past, actually just a couple of videos ago, you saw me using the Jetboil Genesis stove, camping stove, which I feel you can actually use as a regular stove in your home should the power go out or whatever may happen that you can't use your regular range. However, this comes in at a very hefty price. Just the camping stove alone with a windscreen and a cover or a little pack that you can carry it with, which is a little smaller than this one, comes in at about $300, ladies and gentlemen. And if you want to upgrade to the bigger one like this that brings a frying pan and also brings a pot, you're looking at about 400 bucks. This, ladies and gentlemen, I feel is a great stove. 10,000 BTU per burner. It's very easy to use, very good quality construction, and I'm telling you, everything here is solid. You can also purchase an additional small camping stove that attaches to this unit so that while you're cooking your eggs and bacon, biscuits and gravy, whatever, while you're using both of these burners, you can be warming up some water for coffee or whatever else you may want to boil water for. However, ladies and gentlemen, this is just a stove. And one of the things that I like about doing prepping on the cheap videos is that it helps me to show people that are on the edge of either not prepping or preparing that you can still get good quality stuff on the cheap. I found something that not only does not cost $300 just for the stove, but that when I purchased it for almost 90% less than $300. I purchased it for a price of less than $40. I believe it was like $38 when I purchased it. Let me show you what that is, because we're going to go ahead and test that one today. We've already tested this one a couple of times about a year or so ago when I initially got this one, so you can look this up and see the review on this stove that I left. And I also used this stove to do the video where I was telling you how much snow it takes for you to melt in order to survive a day during the worst of crises, and how you can clean that water once you melt the snow with a Simpure U3 ultraviolet gravity fed filtration system, water filtration system that is. So go check that video out if you like. And let me go ahead and cover something real quick on that video. I noticed a few comments that said you should never put hot water into a reservoir that has those carbon filters. Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you watched that video, or if you already saw that video, that water that I was putting in there, although I used this stove here to melt the snow, that water at best was lukewarm. But that's besides the point. That's not the point of this video. I just thought I'd bring it up really quick. Let me show you what I found that's very, very comparable to this and will allow you to prep on the cheap. And that is the Coleman Fold and Go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this stove doesn't come with as many accessories as the Jetboil Genesis. However, this is a 20,000 BTU or 10,000 BTU dual burner stove, just like the Jetboil Genesis is. I haven't even taken this stove out of the box yet, and I just noticed that a little puppy has been gnawing at this corner. So we're going to go ahead and take it out of the box together. We're going to take a look at it and compare it to the Genesis. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm not sure if I mentioned this already, but I paid less than 40 bucks for this stove because it was on super sale on Amazon. However, I believe that it is still on sale, just not super sale, at a price of around $60 or $70. Now, if this compares well with the Genesis, then I think that a $60 or $70 price tag still means that this is prepping on the cheap compared to this Jetboil model, and that you're definitely getting the best bang for your buck for this category of stove, that is. And for the price, ladies and gentlemen, you can't complain. It comes with the owner's manual. It comes with the attachment for your propane canister. This connects to a 1-pound propane canister. It comes with your stove, with your 2-burner stove that's foldable, as you saw. And each burner has a grate that you can put in there. And look at that. This is pretty cool. I kind of like this. I just noticed this. Again, I never owned a stove like this before. You see this right here? You can go like this. That way there can be a little bit of tension when you put it in here and it won't just fall off. So you see it won't just fit in there. You need some tension. And then now it's on there nice and tight. Now let me go ahead and bring it in so that you can see the other peripherals. Alright, so let's start from the beginning. I went ahead and closed it back up. I'm going to go ahead and take the owner's manual and put it to the side over here. This is something that you want to take a look at, ladies and gentlemen. This has information about carbon monoxide. Now, it's very important that you do your own research. I am testing this stove inside my house. However, I have carbon monoxide detectors throughout my house. First thing we're going to do is take a look at it compared to the Jetboil Genesis side by side. Obviously, you can see that the Genesis has a much smaller footprint than the Coleman Fold and Go does. However, ladies and gentlemen, throughout this review, I want you to remember one thing: 38 bucks, 300 bucks. And if it's not on super sale anymore, you're looking at between $60 and $70. Still a great price compared to $300 for 2 stoves that each put out 20,000 BTU, 10,000 per burner. Now, one of the things that I thought about when I first took this out of the box, and I didn't say anything, is that, oh man, it doesn't come with a little bag that you can put it in like the Genesis does. But I can't complain about that because it is very portable the way that it is right now, with the exception of you have to find a way to connect this to maybe your handle or something like that. That way you don't forget it, okay? Or maybe we can put it inside. We'll see. And obviously you can see that there's a little latch here, which is how we open this. But first, let's go ahead and take a look at the rest of it. You see that it's got a couple of legs on each side. That way it will be off of whatever surface you're cooking from. So far, I like the way that this stove looks. The construction on the outside seems a little bit thinner than the Jetboil Genesis. However, that's not going to hurt anything in my opinion. Let's open her up real quick. And we already went through this right here. I really like that you can compress these so that they'll stay on there. And it looks like the burners are pretty good quality burners. Here on this side, let me show you. Right here is where we're going to go ahead and attach the input for our gas to, right there, excuse me, this way. And then on this other side, we have our adjustment for the fire. So here you're going to be able to adjust the height of the fire or the strength of the fire. And that's it. Simple as that. There's really nothing to this stove, nothing really to learn, something that you can figure out without looking at the owner's manual. Now, these guys right here, I'm assuming, without looking at the owner's manual, that these are going to be your little pizzos. Let's see. And they are. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I really like this. I really like this setup with the pizzos right here as compared to the way that you start the Genesis, because the Genesis have the pizzos kind of like in an awkward area. Let me show you real quick. They're right here. So this is how you would ignite it. But I really like that the Coleman Fold and Go is just a push button pizzo. And another thing that I like about the Coleman already is that it's much easier to fold it and put it away than the Genesis is. Now, I'm not trying to pick on the Genesis just because this is a prepping on the cheap video. However, it is much nicer to put this away like this. Okay, now ideally when you put this away, you're going to make sure that these are back upside down. Let's see. And you know what? I think that we will be able to fit this in here. We will be able to fit this in here when we stow it away. All right, we're good to go. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and attach our gas and see if we can turn this baby on, because there's really not too much more to show you. We've already shown you how to attach the gas, or where to attach the gas, which is right here. We've shown you how to adjust the flame. We've shown you where the piezo is, which is really nice. I like that a lot. We've shown you that it folds very easily compared as to the Genesis Jetboil. It folds, in my opinion, easier. As you can see that the construction compared to the Genesis, this is thinner material. I don't think it's as high quality as the Genesis, but again, remember what we talked about earlier, that the price for this is an awesome price for prepping on the cheap. And Coleman, ladies and gentlemen, Coleman has stood the test of time when it comes to quality in the products that they make. So let's go ahead and see if we can find myself a gas canister so that we can come back and see about starting this thing up. Now that, ladies and gentlemen, is what it looks like when it's set up. I'm going to turn this around. That way you can see the knobs on this side as I adjust the flames after we turn it on. All right, I hope that you can see this well. That way I don't have to do another take. But obviously this is the knob for this side. This is the knob for this side. Once I turn this, I'm going to hear some gas coming out, but it's probably going to take a second or two for the line to purge of the air in there and for the gas to actually get in. So let's go ahead and turn it on, and then let's give it a few clicks and see if it turns on. Oh, look at that. Ladies and gentlemen, it turned on for the very first time ever. I never tried turning this on before now on camera, and it looks to me like it's got a pretty decent flame. Let's see. That right there is on high. So that right there is 10,000 BTU. I don't see anything wrong with the flame, ladies and gentlemen, and it seems to be working just fine. Let's see how low we can get it before it turns off. That way, if you're cooking something that needs to simmer for a while, like rice, right? You'll know that you'll be able to simmer it and have a low flame. That way your food won't get burned. Let's see. It does have a lot of range as far as the flame goes. Oh, it turned off. So let me go. I was doing it too fast. Let's start it again. I like that it turns on so fast. All right, here we go. Let's bring it down. And it's probably going to have to be something that you mess around with until you get to know it a little bit better, right? Well, it seems that when I want to get it lower than this, if I want to get it this low right here, it will turn off. Because if I let it go, check this out. When I let the knob go, it's going to go up, the flame will. See that? But if I want to get it a little bit lower, it's going to want to turn off. So it seems that that right there is as low as it wants to go. Let me keep trying and see if I can get it lower. Nope. So you see that right there is going to turn off. Let me see if I can turn it on while it's really, really super low. I'm going to see if I can hear it. Okay, there you go. So I think there may be a small breaking in period with this knob so that you can get it at a lower flame than what it, you see, look at that. Okay, right there, look at that. There might be a breaking in period. That is definitely not a deal breaker for me. I know that with the Jetboil Genesis, that has very, very good flame control. I would say a little bit better than this. But this right here, as long as you can cook rice by being able to simmer it at a low flame like this, right, a low rate, I think that says that you got pretty good flame control. And right there, you can cook rice with that flame right there. Let's try out this side to make sure that it works just as well right out of the box. There you go, that's off. I really like that the burner, ladies and gentlemen, just looks like it's a pretty high quality burner. So as long as you have a high quality burner and a piezo that does not quit after the 6th or 7th time that you use the stove, I think that it's looking good for this Coleman. Let's try this one out real quick, and we'll bring it through this side right here. Hopefully I don't burn my hair on my arms. Okay, that one took 3 tries, but it had more tubing to get through. Let's bring it up. And there you go, that is on high right there. So that there is 10,000 BTU. Let's bring it down like we did the other one. And that's pretty high. I can feel the heat all the way to my arm over there. Let's see if we can bring this one down really low like we did the other one. Oh, no, we couldn't. Let's start it again. Same thing with this one. I can get the flame really low. You see that right there? I can get it really low like this one. It's just I can't keep it there. You see that? There you go. That's about as low as that flame is going to get. Okay? That right there is about as low as that flame is going to get. Almost the same thing as the other one. But again, I believe that you can cook some rice on this if you needed to without burning it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the only thing that we have left to do is to go ahead and start both burners and see how they look both at the same time. And for that little trick, I'm going to turn it around to make sure that I don't lose any more hairs than I already have. So let's go ahead and turn this one on. There we go. Let's turn this one on. They're both working. This is a great stove for the price, even if they're selling at 60 or 70 bucks. And no, ladies and gentlemen, I am not sponsored by Coleman or anything like that. This is going to be on my Amazon storefront, but just because I think that this is a great product at a very good price. Now, let me tell you one of the little things, one of the little secrets that I do every once in a while with Amazon. I'll put something on my basket and I'll leave it there for a week or so. And then sometimes when I come back, the price is lower than it was when I put it in my basket, all right, or in my cart, whatever you want to call it. All right, that's something you might want to try. If it works, great. If it doesn't, you know, no foul, no harm, right? And that, ladies and gentlemen, is both of them on high. This Coleman Folding Gold, ladies and gentlemen, in my opinion, will do the job just as good as the Jetboil Genesis. So if you were to ask me, AP, what should I buy? No matter what your socioeconomic status is, meaning no matter how much money you make or how much money you buy, I would say that before you buy a Jetboil Genesis, ladies and gentlemen, this is what you got to go with. I think that the quality is enough that you would be able to use it for a very long time. Is the build quality, in my opinion, as good as the Genesis? It is not. I think it's a little thinner metal. It just doesn't seem as heavy duty. However, I believe that the quality is enough that it will last a very long time to do whatever cooking job you need it to do. You can buy 2 of these if they're on super sale, and you can use them as your home range should the time ever come where you don't have that range available to you for whatever reason, be it because the electricity is gone, be it because the gas utilities are shut off, etc., etc. But you know that you can replace a full range with getting a couple of these and being prepped up with some extra 1-pound cylinders, or you can probably convert to a 20-pound cylinder if you have the proper attachment. Do your research on that, because that I have not tried yet. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I really hope that you got something out of this. Thank you very much for all of you that come and check out my prepping on the cheap videos. I think it's important that we all are prepared. And for some of us, it's more difficult than others. However, we can all do it. So go and do some prepping on the cheap. Again, I will leave the link to this item and all of the other prepping on the cheap items that I have reviewed over the last couple of months, I think, on my Amazon storefront, so that you can go check it out for yourselves. Have a great day. Remember that today at 4 p.m. Alaska time, 8 p.m. Eastern time, we are going to be having a live stream. So join in so that we can have a little bit of fun. Have a great day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for all of your support. God bless every one of you. God bless America. I'm Alaska Prepper. I'm out.